And welcome to DC News Now at noon. I am Mark Hall.
And I'm Shanika Grimshaw.
And I'm meteorologist Damon Matson.
My friends, I just noticed moments ago, or I heard moments ago, that we are manifesting positivity on this Wednesday, this over the hump day.
You know, viewers, I know you know who said it. It was me.
It was definitely, well, you don't think David?
I love how it was instantly not me. Well, that's not.
You know the personalities here.
Yeah.
Manifesting positivity. I like that. It sounds good. What does it mean to you, Shanika Grimshaw?
It means just only focusing on positive, and that positive you'll attract that, and that's all you'll get.
Is that an energy? Is that a vibe thing?
I'm
or a
sending out
combination
good
of the
energy
two?
and vibes and prayers and blessings and all of it.
Okay.
Look, I take what comes my way. So if you're bringing that, Shanika, I'm good. I'm happy about it.
I'm pushing all of the good
All right,
vibes over
all
there.
right.
Good weather too, hopefully.
Well, let's talk about the weather, man. I yesterday wasn't bad, but yesterday was yesterday. What's today look like?
Well, I mean, I think a lot of folks are still happy the warmer air is sticking around. Last night we didn't really even see much of a drop in temperatures, but, oh, folks, it's coming. And unfortunately, today is going to be that day of transition, if you will. And part of that is the cloud cover that we are seeing spread across the DMV. And following with that cloud cover is eventually going to be some wet weather. Now, there are just small sections of the DMV that have been under a stripe of rain since early this morning. It's been very much concentrated out across the eastern panhandle of West Virginia into the mountains of western Maryland, where there's been some light drizzle. And then the steadiest rainfall really has been up into central Pennsylvania, but some of that has been clipping into Washington, northern Frederick counties as well there in Maryland. So just a select few of us have had some rainfall. But if we take a wider view of things, this is a larger storm system that is slowly trying to gather some moisture and swing it our direction. This storm is centered all the way up in Canada, and it's tapping into some colder air back toward the Great Lakes, which is what we all will have to be prepared for tomorrow. But as far as rainfall goes, there's some of that building northward from the Carolinas, a little bit of wet weather too, trying to rotate around Ohio into West Virginia and eventually the DMV. But for many of us, it will take some time. It's going to be cloudy, but it stays dry the majority of the afternoon as we enjoy one last round of temperatures in the 50s. But then by this evening, that light rain is expected to arrive and make things a bit soggy to wrap up the day. And it won't be sticking around long because that colder air will be rushing in with a quickness tonight. We'll tell you just how far our temperatures are about to tumble and really how cold it is going to feel as we head toward the end of the week. That'll be in a full look at your forecast here in just a bit. So, I know you're trying to manifest positivity, Shanika, but I hope this cold air doesn't dampen that, but I know how you feel about the cold. So.
I know, but today is nice. I took a walk to Starbucks. It was really nice.
Shanika, when does that manifestation kick in, if that even makes sense?
Immediately.
Okay.
Yes.
Damon, I can kind of feel it right now.
You haven't felt it already?
All right, Damon, thank you, my friend. We'll check back in just a bit. Shanika, one of the top stories that continues in the region is the au pair murder story in Northern Virginia. The prosecution yesterday really cutting to the chase, calling the key witness in the au pair affair murder trial, again in Northern Virginia. The live-in nanny told the jury that Brendan Banfield plotted the double murder to get rid of his wife because divorce was not an option. And some of the details in the case are disturbing. The now 25-year-old nanny testifying that Banfield started planning back in October of 2022.
Yes, a very convoluted story here. Lots of layers to it. Here's what went down in court. He's accused of pretending to be his wife on a fetish website, luring another man into their Fairfax County home to frame him for the murder. So Banfield's defense attorney, in opening statements, they say the nanny maintained her innocence only until she got a sweetheart plea deal. In opening statements, prosecutors said Banfield told the family au pair of his desire to get rid of his wife, Christine, and even talked of hiring a hitman. So before the setup, that profile, they set up that profile to find someone to frame for his wife's murder, setting up a fake account on FetLife's website saying that she was seeking a stranger rape fantasy. And our Randy Bass will have so much more on that in the latest courtroom that's coming up on DC News Now at 4. So make sure you stay with us for that. All right. Moving along, we are talking about the increase of ICE agents, Mark, in several cities, more protests around the country. Many are wondering what rights they really have when they're confronted. So Minneapolis has been a focal point recently of ICE enforcement following the killing of Renee Good. So let's talk about what happens if you do encounter ICE agents. Here are a few things that you just need to know. As an American citizen, by law, you are not required to walk around with any ID. However, if you are operating a vehicle, driving, you must have a license. Another major thing to remember is that if you are stopped, affirmatively say out loud you want to speak to an attorney. And attorneys say that you have to assert that right. And in the district, a former at-large council member, Kenyon McDuffie, announced his run for D.C. mayor. That was on Wednesday. It's coming almost a month after McDuffie resigned from the D.C. council, if you recall. And McDuffie released his campaign video on social media. You could see it right there with the motto, "Fight and deliver, fight for all D.C." McDuffie will join the D.C. mayoral race along with Ward 4 council member Janice Lewis George. And, you know, we knew this is what was going to come when McDuffie announced he was not going to seek re-election and continue on as a council member. We just knew, okay, we have that seat open for mayor. He's definitely going to throw in his name in the hat.
And I remember right after he made the announcement that we interviewed him, and he was kind of coy in his response. And Shanika, 9.5 times out of 10 when they're coy in their response, that means that they're going to run. And so certainly no surprise here. Interesting. I want to go back, if I may, to about the ICE protest. And you were just talking about knowing your rights. And that's so very important.
Very.
And we know right now this is a polarizing issue. It's a very emotional issue in this country. And you just hope that people can exercise their right to protest.
Yes.
But yet show restraint and so that nothing escalates out of control. Of course, we revert back to that shooting in Minneapolis. We've all seen the video. We've all come to our conclusions, whether that situation was handled properly or not. That's going to be an ongoing discussion, and there's a good chance that that will one day end up in a courtroom, either criminally or civilly. But, you know, you just talked about knowing the rights, or us knowing our rights. Shanika, that is just so very, very important. And I'm glad that we were able to cover that.
Absolutely. And I have heard this morning on Sunrise on the Hill, that's every day, Monday through Friday, 6 to 9. Now, I heard someone say, this is America, but I don't feel like I'm in America. And that was pretty strong to hear from someone in office, right? To think you will watch TV and you'll see stories in other countries. Some protesters don't have the right to be out there protesting, speaking against the government. Some are threatened to be killed if they protest. We were covering Iran just this morning. So this is really serious, and to have that right, to be here in America and have that right, and, you know, go out, make your big signs and hold them up and stand up for what you believe in, I think is really important, and it goes a very long way, whether you agree or not.
You know, it's interesting, Shanika, is, and I choose my words carefully, that's what always separated us from China, Russia, North Korea, and some of those other countries, is that we had the right to freedom of speech, freedom of assembly, freedom to peacefully assemble. That's what really kind of separated us from those other countries. And, you know, you talked about that individual saying that this doesn't feel like it used to be. I can understand that because right now it just seems like that some of those liberties and some of those rights that we had that separated us from all those other countries It just seems like now we're kind of going in a different direction.
Yeah.
But again, it's an interesting time in this country. We've been through tough times before, and we found our way through. And I think as we move forward, we'll be able to do it again. At least I'm cautiously optimistic.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Moving on to some sad news, Mark. Claudette Colvin, whose 1955 arrest for refusing to give up her seat on a Montgomery bus helped spark the civil rights movement. She's died. Claudette Colvin Legacy Foundation, they confirmed that news on Tuesday. She was just 15 when she was arrested 9 months before Rosa Parks gained international fame for giving up her seat. Colvin said they say that she died of natural causes in Texas, and she was 86 years old.
An American hero.
Yes.
A difference maker, a game changer. It is people like her that I think helped pave the way for some of the things that we were discussing a few moments ago. You know, the right to assemble, the right to peacefully protest, the right to have our voices heard. It's people like Ms. Colvin that made those sacrifices so that people like you and I and those watching us, you know, have a right that many other countries don't have. So we certainly will celebrate her life and her contributions, not only to the region, but to the entire country.